In this video, you'll learn how to make a vision board that actually works. Now, you probably clicked on this video for that one word in the title, actually. How to make a vision board that actually works. Maybe you made a vision board before and nothing in your life changed. Or maybe you find all the information online confusing and overwhelming. So we're going to cut through that noise. We'll talk about a simplified 4-step approach for building a vision board that actually works. We'll talk about how to curate images that connect to how you want to live and how you want to feel, rather than just things you want to buy. How to choose goals that stick. How to build the supporting practices around your vision board to keep you on track. And finally, how to know that you're actually making progress and how to know if you're on the right track. Here's a hint, it's not in any video online. We'll even cover the most common pitfalls that most people never get past. And by the end of this video, you'll have a stress-free roadmap, how to build a vision board that actually works and is authentic to you. You'll understand how to build a vision board that doesn't just sit on the wall, but actively supports the meaningful life changes you want to make. Now, I've done tons of research on vision boards, and I've literally dedicated my life to building them. I've successfully used vision boards in my own life for about 2 years now. And if you take just one thing from this video, it's that the best vision boards aren't just the ones that follow a strict set of rules. It's the ones that feel right to you. So take what resonates in this video and just leave the rest. Okay, so before we dive in, let me quickly touch on the 4-phase approach. Think of it like a road trip. You'd never just jump in the car without knowing where you're going and hope to end up somewhere amazing. So here's a roadmap for today's video. Phase 1 is the audit. This is about choosing the destination and making sure that we're going to the right place. Most people completely skip over this and go straight to Pinterest. But if you don't know where you're going and where you're starting from, how will you actually get there? Phase 2 is the build. Think of this as building the car. It's how you actually get there. This is how we actually build the vision board, the one that actually works. We're going to use scientifically proven techniques that lead to achieving your goals. Just like making sure the engine in your car is actually connected to the wheels. Phase 3 is the system. This is the fuel. You can build a Ferrari, but if it doesn't have any gas in the tank, it just won't go anywhere. This covers the daily habits and the system around your vision board that ultimately support you achieving your goals. Phase 4 is about navigation. This is the steering. Phase 4 is navigation. This is the steering. The road is never straight. Sometimes it's blocked or closed. This section is about learning to steer through the obstacles and making sure that you know you're on the right track. I'll teach you a specific intuition technique I've used for making big life decisions and making sure that I know I'm on the right track. So let's begin. Phase 1, the audit. In the audit phase, we're going to build a foundation that most people skip right over. We'll focus on looking inward to find our true desires and goals. And not just the ones that we think we should have, but the ones that actually feel right. This is the #1 reason I hear from people about why their vision boards aren't meeting expectations. Their vision board reflects things that they think they want or should want rather than what they actually want. So let's take the time to look inward. We'll follow a 4-step process. It's important not to rush through these steps and just trust in the process. Step 1 is to start with a meditation practice. You want to get to calm and neutral. Start by searching guided meditation on YouTube and clicking whatever feels right to you. Follow that meditation. Step 2 is the should detox. Now that we are in a clear mind, take out a piece of paper and write down your goals. Don't worry about how they sound or how polished they are, just get them down on paper. For each goal, ask yourself why. What is it that I find meaningful about this goal? Now, this is the most important part. I want you to analyze each goal and look for the word should. Sometimes it's hidden. I should buy a house because this. I should go to the gym because of that. Those are just a few examples. These shoulds are holding you back. I struggled with the word should for years, and it took me a long time to realize that what it actually meant was not I should or I want. It really meant I should do this because this is what society or others expect of me. This has nothing to do with what I actually wanted. It was making me miserable, and the second that I started writing goals in terms of what I actually wanted, my vision board started to work. Step 3 is to rewrite those same goals in terms of I want instead of I should. I want you to take out a piece of paper and write down your goals in terms of what you actually want, from a place of excitement and not of obligation. Ask yourself, what excites you? What gives you energy? What are you genuinely curious about? Pay attention to how you're feeling, trust and follow that feeling. This is your guide. When you write down these goals, again, don't worry about them being super polished or perfect. We'll get to that later. By the way, your goals may look completely different by the end of this. Once you're done writing your goals, you want to let them sit for a day or two. Come back to them later and play around with the wording. This is where you want to get the wording just right. Again, you want to stick to the wording that feels right to you and gives you a positive feeling. The last and fourth step here is to figure out which goals matter most to you. We'll use the same framework Jeff Bezos used to build Amazon. It's called the Regret Minimization Framework. For each goal, ask yourself, which goal will lead to the biggest regret if I don't achieve it? Imagine looking back at your life from the very end and asking yourself, what do I regret not doing? Let that feeling guide you. The answer to that question is now really the spirit of your vision board. So feel free to loop through these steps until it feels just right. I know it's tempting to rush through these and go straight to building the actual vision board, but trust the process. We need to build a solid foundation before moving on to phase 2. So make sure you truly fall in love with your goals before proceeding. Phase 2. Now that we have our goals, we can start to build the actual vision board. Remember, in phase 1, we chose our destination, and now in phase 2, we are building the car. This phase is about combining your goals with scientifically proven techniques to make sure your goals are achieved. To get started, you'll want to set aside some focus time to build your vision board. You'll want to clear off an afternoon or an evening where you can get a few hours of focus time. This will help you really connect with your goals at an emotional level and pick the right images. It's always good to start off with a meditation if that feels right to you. So let's start with the goal that matters most to you. Take out a piece of paper and write down some images and ideas on what that goal represents, and perhaps jot down a few feelings or emotions that come up. For me personally, my number one goal is around health, and I resonate most with concepts of vitality, preserving and channeling my energy, and I have images of my two sports, sprinting and yoga. I love the feeling of calm that I get when doing yoga, and I love the feeling of focus and concentration when I'm sprinting. Once you have 2 or 3 ideas for your images and 2 to 3 emotional tags, you can now move on to actually finding the images. I recommend using Printboard.io. We have over 3.4 million professionally photographed images that are specifically designed for building vision boards that actually work. When choosing your images, you want to use these 2 scientifically proven techniques to make sure you're picking the right ones. Number 1, use images from your point of view, as if you were looking at them in real life. This primes your brain to start looking for these opportunities in real life. Number 2 is you want to look for images that represent not just the end result, but the process of achieving your goal. Studies have shown that showing images of just the end result actually lowers your likelihood of achieving your goal. This is because you're tricking your brain with cheap dopamine and you never actually spur the motivation to get started. The same study actually shows that if you focus on the process, it increases your likelihood of achieving your goal. Now, let's talk about affirmations and quotes. A lot of people swear by affirmations and quotes, myself included. Some people prefer just visuals. Again, it's whatever works best for you. The science does show that powerful images combined with identity statements is most effective. The most effective quotes and affirmations relate to an identity of the kind of person that actually achieves that goal. These types of affirmations often contain the words I am and I believe. For example, saying I am a healthy person implies you have healthy habits and goals. So give some thought to the identity around your goals. Consider your goal. Imagine the kind of person who achieves that goal. Who are they? What are they like? What is their day-to-day life like? What do they believe? Feel free to add a few identity statements, quotes, or affirmations to your vision board if that feels right to you. Now, the most important part, building the actual vision board. This is where most people go wrong. They believe that making a vision board online is enough. The reality is that most people find digital vision boards insufficient for making meaningful life changes. The best thing you can do to make it real is to print it off and put it up on the wall. You want to pick somewhere where you'll see it often. Again, we want to avoid a set and forget mentality because we want to actively look at our vision board. So make multiple copies if you have to. The more frequently you look at your vision board, the more it starts to work. To get your print, get started at printboard.io. Printboard is the Apple of vision boards and makes it easy to get your printed vision board delivered to your house. So now you're ready to proceed to phase 3. Phase 3, the system. So just to recap, in phase 1, we chose our destination, and in phase 2, we just built the car. Now we're going to put gas in the tank. In this phase, we're going to focus on the habits and the system and the environment around your vision board that ultimately support your goals. This is honestly the most boring phase out of all of them, and this is why most people completely skip over it, but it's crucial to achieving your goals. If you take anything away from this section of the video, it's the following. Practice. Practice makes perfect. In this case, it's extremely important because habits compound over the long term. I'll share a few practices you can engage in to achieve your goals. The key point here is to repeat them and keep repeating them and keep going. Don't stop. Try to turn these into automatic habits that align to your goals, not just random habits that you're accumulating. The reality of habits is that they compound significantly over time, and for the most part, we blindly accumulate them throughout our life. So use this time to reflect on your habits and perhaps create some new ones that align to your goals. One helpful practice is visualization. This is the practice of actively visualizing the process of achieving your goals. I'll leave a link to a guided visualization video we put together for achieving your goals in 2026. It's specifically designed to help you not only visualize achieving your goal, but visualize getting started and how to keep going. Another helpful practice is a gratitude journal. This is the simple practice of writing down what you're most proud of. When journaling, make sure you focus your gratitude on 1, things that are your actual goals, and 2, things that you're actually in control of. To touch on each briefly, you'll want to focus your gratitude on your actual goals. Otherwise, what's the point? Secondly, focusing on things that you've actually accomplished signals to your brain, this is good, and keep doing this. This helps align your reflection and daily habits towards your actual goals. You'll find yourself having more ideas about accomplishing your goals and that your goals will happen faster. The last practice I want to share with you is called identity rehearsal. It consists of writing down or speaking aloud the identity that you've created around your goals. It's pretty simple. You might try writing down, "I am a healthy person" 100 times on a piece of paper. Or you might pull up a voice note and pretend like you're being interviewed on a podcast about being a healthy person. I've done both many times and they're both great. Again, all of these pointers are ideas, so experiment with them and see what works best for you. While I've used these techniques alongside my vision board for the past 2 years, you may find that in trying these new practices, you may find new and different ways that work better for you. So experiment, keep what works, and leave the rest. Phase 4, navigation. In the prior 3 phases, we chose our destination, we built the car, we put gas in the tank, and now we are going to learn how to steer. The reality is that life happens. The world around us is constantly changing. Just like a road trip, there is occasionally traffic, and sometimes the road is closed. When things happen, what do we do? And how do we know that we're on the right track? The answer is to listen to our intuition and let it guide us. I will share a proven technique that will help you make sure you're on the right track. This phase is really about learning to listen and trust our intuition. Steve Jobs believed that intuition was more powerful than intellect, and he credits his success in building Apple to his intuition. The reality is, intuition is a very powerful force, and most of us don't even know that it exists. The problem is that your intellect speaks English. Facts, data, pros and cons lists. Your intuition doesn't. Your intuition speaks sensation. So we just need to learn to speak sensation as well. So here are the 4 steps you're going to need. Step 1, get into a meditative state. You cannot hear your intuition when you're stressed or distracted. So just get to calm and neutral. This can be achieved by either meditating, going on a walk, doing some exercise, taking a cold shower. Again, whatever works best for you. Step 2, ask yourself a specific question that requires a binary answer. Yes or no. This or that. This thing or not that thing. Close your eyes and calmly drop that question into your mind. like a raindrop falling on a perfectly still pond. Step 3, feel the answer. Visualize both scenarios in your mind and literally see both scenarios. Now pay attention to your body. How does your gut and chest feel physically? Does it relax and produce a positive sensation, or does it tense up and constrict? This is your intuition telling you, this is what I actually want. Step 4, trust without analysis. Simply acknowledge your answer, perhaps writing it down or speaking it out loud. Your subconscious mind has made its decision, and your conscious mind simply needs to acknowledge it. That will begin the process of rationalizing the decision. You don't need to understand it or even explain it right now. You'll find a few days later that all of a sudden the decision becomes clear in your conscious mind, and it's easy to explain and justify. Now use this practice as often as you feel. It's never once let me down. If something feels off, try it again. Overall, this is a very iterative process of paying attention to our goals, surfacing our true desires, articulating them into goals, moving closer to our goals, and then ultimately letting our intuition guide us. So there you have it. That is the 4-phase roadmap. We set the destination, we built the car, we put gas in the tank, and then we learned how to steer. A vision board that actually works isn't one that just manifests material things. It's one that actually changes how you show up in your own life. Again, it's about making meaningful changes and not plastic or superficial changes. If you follow this roadmap, you're not only building a vision board, but you're building the life you want to live. Do not let this be just another video you passively consume. If you want to make meaningful change now, do this one thing to make sure you actually follow through. Pause the video, grab out a piece of paper, and literally write the words, I will make meaningful change in my life. Let this serve as your first step in making meaningful life changes. I hope you enjoyed this video and I played some small but helpful role in your journey. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Be well and see you in the next video.